My father-in-law changed his will the day before he died, and now I understand why everyone tried to keep me away from the reading. I should have known something was wrong when my husband Cassander started acting strange the week before his father died. Bartholomew had been battling cancer for months, and we all knew the end was coming. But suddenly, Cassander was having hushed phone calls with his sister Delphine and stepping outside whenever I walked into the room. Family business, he'd mutter when I asked what was going on. The night before Bartholomew passed, I woke up to find Cassander's side of the bed empty. I found him in the kitchen at 2 a.m., staring at his phone with hollow eyes. "Everything okay?" I asked. He nearly jumped out of his skin. "Dad's lawyer called," he said, not meeting my eyes. "Some last-minute paperwork." I should have pressed him for details. Should have demanded to know why paperwork couldn't wait until morning. But I was exhausted from months of hospital visits and managing the family business while everyone else fell apart. When Bartholomew died the next morning, the whole family gathered at the estate. That's when the weird behavior really started. Delphine kept steering me away from family conversations. Cassander's brother Lysander would stop talking whenever I entered a room. Even their mother, usually warm toward me, seemed distant and kept avoiding eye contact. "Maybe you should skip the will reading," Cassander suggested gently. "It's going to be boring legal stuff anyway. You've been through so much stress lately." "I'm part of this family too," I reminded him. "I want to be there for whatever happens." The look that passed between him and Delphine should have been my first real warning. It was the kind of look people share when they're keeping a secret from someone standing right in front of them. The reading was scheduled for the following Tuesday at Bartholomew's attorney's office. I'd been to plenty of family meetings there over the years. Bartholomew often included me in business discussions, saying I had a good head for numbers and a fresh perspective. That morning, Cassander tried one more time to convince me to stay home. "Are you sure you want to come? I could just tell you everything later. Maybe we could take a vacation afterward, just the two of us." "Why are you so eager to keep me away?" I asked, studying his face. "What aren't you telling me?" "I'm not," he said quickly. "I just thought you might be uncomfortable with all the family drama." But I was already uncomfortable. The whole family was acting like I was a stranger at a funeral I didn't belong at. At the lawyer's office, I noticed immediately that someone had rearranged the seating. Usually, I sat next to Cassander near the front. Today, there was a single chair pushed against the back wall, clearly meant for me. I ignored it and took my usual seat next to my husband. The lawyer, Mr. Pemberton, looked nervous as he shuffled through papers. He kept glancing at the family, then at me, then back at his documents like he was dreading what came next. "Before we begin," he said carefully, "I want to note that Mr. Bartholomew made some significant changes to his will just hours before his passing." The room went dead silent. "The changes were made voluntarily and witnessed properly," Mr. Pemberton continued. "However, they were unexpected." Delphine shifted uncomfortably. Cassander was staring at his hands like they held the secrets of the universe. Mr. Pemberton began reading the standard language, then got to the specifics. The estate was worth roughly $12 million, the family textile business, 3 properties, and substantial investments. "To my daughter Delphine, I leave the family home and $500,000. Delphine nodded, unsurprised. "To my son Lysander, I leave the Vermont cottage and $500,000. Also expected. "To my son Cassander, I leave $500,000. I waited for him to mention the business. Bartholomew had always promised it would go to Cassander, his eldest son and heir apparent. Instead, Mr. Pemberton paused and looked directly at me. "The remainder of my estate, including controlling interest in Blackwood Textiles, I leave to my daughter-in-law." The room erupted. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.